Center by driver the number 00 Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota, Michael McDowell. Michael, go ahead and talk about your first impressions of the track out here today and how things are going.
Well, it's a lot of fun. For sure, it's definitely fast, probably the fastest place I've ever been to, and so it takes a little bit getting used to, but everyone did a good job. Michael Waltrip Racing, David's on top of the board, which is great because he's qualifying in, and I think we had a good car and race trim. We did a few qualifying runs there at the end, and don't know quite where we ended up, but thought we were pretty decent.
We'll open it to questions from the media. Questions for Michael? We're over here.
Michael, you're the latest in the list of young guys, getting the big opportunity here. What's it mean to you to be up here in the Cup level and just kind of where you're going with it, where this thing is going to take you from here?
Well, as you know, this sport's performance related, and if you don't go out there and do a good job, it's very short-lived. So I haven't really let it sink in that I'm a Cup driver because I still feel I have a lot to prove before I can get to that level where I feel confident that I'll be racing here every weekend. But it's definitely an honor and an accomplishment to be able to even compete here, and I think that we showed pretty well at Martinsville that we had speed and stayed on the lead lap for most of the day right until the end. So it's just every weekend we got to do that. We got to go as hard as we can and just try to keep that car in the top 35. I really feel a lot of pressure from that. David did just an awesome job getting the car in the top 35 with nothing. I had nothing to do with that, and it's tough to see him have to go out there and make qualifying runs all day long to make it into the race because those are his points and his number, and he deserves to be doing that. I feel a lot of pressure to keep that thing in the top 35 because I definitely feel guilty for having those points.
Go in the back.
NASCAR.com. Michael, Jeff Burton was in here earlier today talking about the phone conversation he had with you. Can you expound on your side of what you guys talked about?
Well, I tried to find Mr. Burton on Sunday. Obviously, he was pretty upset with myself, but I wanted to just talk to him and let him know my perspective, and I definitely wasn't trying to ruin his day at all. I know some of the media that I've read, we were, they say we're 3 laps down, but at that particular moment that I was racing him hard, we were the lucky dog. The 28 was not passed by the 11 yet, so had the yellow come out with 15-20 to go there, we'd have been on a lead lap. And I talked to Jeff about that. He understood. Obviously he was upset that I held him up, and I should have probably gave it to him a few laps earlier. I shouldn't have raced him that hard, but I definitely felt a lot better after talking to him. And it's tough because you go out there and you run as hard as you can all day long, and everyone says you ride around for 400 laps and you race 100, but if that's what they were doing, I was mistaken because I ran 500 laps as hard as I ever did, and it's hard to switch that off. It's hard to get out of the way in the short track. And especially when we were running 18th, the first car a lap down. So, I kind of felt like we got beat up this week, and maybe we were, deserving of that. But, I don't think it takes away from how well we ran all day. And, definitely I'll live and learn and try to get on their good side and make as many friends as I can. Because, I didn't leave there saying, well, screw that guy, I don't care. I do care. I want to be here for a long time, and I have a lot of respect for all these guys. And you have to earn their respect, and last weekend I didn't, but I'm going to do my best to get that back up there.
Is it working? Jennifer, AP. A lot of people did say, aside from the comments that people had after about you, that you had a good run and it was a good day for you. So was it disappointing or did it ruin your day at all when it ends the way it did with people talking about you?
Well, it does. It takes away a little bit of what the team did. The 00 Aaron's team is in the top 35, which I think is awesome. You go to last year and we were all struggling. Now we have cars that lead practice, and I think David's got a shot at the pole, and I think very soon here we'll have all 3 cars locked in. And when things like this happen, it takes away from the team, and the team did a great job. They took a rookie driver to a tough place, and we ran on the lead lap all day long. And that goes to the Aaron's Dream Machine guys and Bill Pappas. We made good calls. We took 2 tires when we needed to, and we got the track position when we needed. So I do feel bad. I feel like I took away a little bit of their fire there. But really what killed it is we got spun there with 7 to go, and that's what cut the tire. I know it didn't show it well, but the 26 turned us around, and it was just the way it was.
Further questions? Go back to Jerry.
Michael, with all due respect, You only had 3 Busch starts coming into the Cup Series. Do you need more practice? Do you need more time out there? I mean, will you be doing some nationwide races? I mean, or do you think you're at the level where you can sustain for the next 30-some races?
Well, obviously, I would have loved to have been able to have the opportunity to do all the nationwide races and all the truck races, but unfortunately, right now is with sponsorship and the way the economy is, that wasn't possible. And the seat that was available at Michael Waltrip Racing was for the Sprint Cup Series, and I didn't walk in there and say, hey, I'm a Sprint Cup driver, I deserve it, I want to be in it. It was nothing like that. We tested a bunch. We ran the nationwide races, and for sure it's going to be a tough year, and I'm going to have to learn, and it's tough to learn at this level, but I go back to last weekend and today. I think that we're not in a way. We're not 2 seconds a lap off. I think today we were 29th, and we ran top 25 all day long in Martinsville. So, do I belong? No, I don't belong. But I'm going to work hard to get to that point where I do.
Back to Jenna.
What do you have to do this week on Sunday to sort of move past last week and make people start talking about going forward and not what happened?
I think we got to have a good result like we had going last weekend there. I think we need to run well. Obviously, we're not in a position now where we can afford to make anybody upset. So we'll go out there, we'll be smart. But I think we have a good race car. I'd love to stay on the lead lap. I think that's a big accomplishment here in this series. It's tough. We know that there's going to be a lot of green flag runs, and we need to get a top 25, a top 20 to make sure we keep the points going solidly.
Yep. Right.
One thing I wanted to ask you, when a young guy comes in the series, they often gravitate to the other young guys to, they bounce ideas off each other and, see how they're feeling. Who are you bouncing off ideas with? I mean, who are you hanging around with, like maybe El Morello or something like that at all? And also, what about the older guys? Who's kind of like mentoring you, so to speak?
Well, I'm kind of like the new kid that comes into school mid-season, and so it's tough to make friends. But, I lean on Michael, obviously, a lot, Michael Waltrip. David Rudiman is a great mentor because he was in this position last year of racing. And it is tough because I don't have that nationwide experience or that truck experience to kind of to build upon, and I'm sure a lot of these guys have never heard of me at all. So it's tough to go and build relationships, but that's something I'm working on, and, I built a relationship in Grand Am the same way I did with Jeff Burton this weekend. Was Boris and I got into a little tiff, and that led into him wanting to fight me and us becoming close friends. So I had an opportunity to speak with Jeff, and I think that I'm going to learn a lot from him and hopefully use him as a mentor. Like I said, I didn't leave there saying, hey, those guys those guys were just being hard on me because of this. I learned from my mistake, and I'll be sure to give a little bit more room next time. But I kind of want everybody to understand that being in the top 35 is very, very difficult, and giving up 3 or 4 spots by letting the leaders go by is not something that we can afford to do. And at the time, we were racing the 28, we were racing the 15, and if you look to where we're parked, those are the guys we're racing for in the points. So it's something that's really hard to get out of the way at a short track. This is a lot easier place to where if you're having a bad day, you can help guys out. There, I think it's tough to help guys out.
Further questions? Michael, thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.